This next strategy is a lot like the doubling strategy. In fact, it's just like the doubling strategy, except maybe you have both of your factors are odd, because we talked about with the doubling strategy, you have to have an even factor so that you can split it in half. And so with the break apart strategy, it really shows us that we can break that room apart however we want to. So if I have the problem 7 times 9, now we all know at this point that we have a really cool trick for times 9, but maybe we have forgotten that trick. So we could take that, and again, we kind of looked at it in an area model, and we use our bedroom as an example. If we have a 7 by 9 bedroom, we can split the 7 into 5 and 2. And so I could do half of my room, I could do a 5 by 9, and that's easy. That gives me 45. And in the other half of my room, I do a 2 times 9, which gives me 18. And then I can put those two numbers together. 45 plus 18 would give me my 63. I can also split it a different way. I could break the 9 instead into easier numbers. Now we need to make sure that when we're breaking our factors, we're breaking them into easier numbers that we are able to multiply by. So I could break the 9 into 5 and 4. And so on half of my room, I'm doing a 7 by 5, which gives me 35, and I'm doing a 7 by 4 on the other side, which gives me 28. And again, add those two areas together, and that gives me my total product of 63. So this is the break apart strategy. Now, this strategy is really going to come in handy, and I know that all of us as adults use this strategy all the time. My next poster is clear over here, so I got to kind of walk over here. So now imagine doing some bigger numbers. And some of the boys and girls are really, some of my groups, they are starting to really multiply some big numbers together. And we're learning that no matter how big the number is, we can just tear that number apart. And so, for example, if we have a problem like 17 times 7, and we think of it as our bedroom again, kind of draw that area model, that is a 7 by 17 room. Of course, we're going to break the 17 apart, and the best way to break it apart is into the 10s and 1s, because of course we can multiply anything times 10. So I broke 17 apart into 10 and 7. And so on half of my room, I'm going to do a 10 by 7, which is 70. And on the other side, I'm going to do a 7 by 7, which, if you know your square facts, that's an easy one to do, is 49. And then put those two areas together. 70 plus 49 is 119. Now, this is something that we do as adults all the time. We break numbers apart to multiply them quickly. Right now, I'm expecting boys and girls to draw it out, draw rectangles and draw out an area model to kind of show their thinking and how they're breaking it apart. But eventually we'll be able to move away from drawing it out into an area model and just do it with numbers or do it quickly in our head. But this is just one way to draw out our thinking. This is exactly what we do inside of our brain when we break these numbers apart. But this is just a way to show our thinking and how we broke it apart.